πατέρες, αξιότιμοι δάσκαλοι της σχολής, αγαπητοί μαθητές της σχολής, φιλόλογοι αδελφοί μας, καλώς ορίσατε. Ονομάζομαι Δημήτριος Δότας και είμαι ο γραμματέας της σχολής στην Βικτόρια. Σεβασμιότατε, η παρουσία σας απόψε αποτελεί ιδιαίτερη ευλογία και χαρά. Πολλές και κουραστικές υποχρεώσεις σας, αλλά φροντίσατε να είστε κοντά μας. Είμαστε ευγνώμονες για την αγάπη που δείχνετε σε όλους μας και το πρόνοια σας για την διάδοση της εκκλησιαστικής μουσικής. Πολύ σύντομα θα θυμίσουμε ότι η σχολή ιδρύθηκε από τον σεβασμιότατό μας πριν από 3 χρόνια. Τα μαθήματα ξεκίνησαν στη Μελβούρνη τον Φεβρουάριο του 2020 και το 2021 η σχολή επεκτάθηκε στο Σίδνεϊ και στο Adelaide και από φέτος και στο Brisbane. Με την προτροπή του σεβασμιοτάτου μας, η σχολή παρέχει μαθήματα και μέσω διαδικτύου. Για την σημερινή εκδήλωση θα ήθελα να παρακαλέσω τον Διευθυντή της Σχολής στη Μελβούρνη, τον κύριο Στυλιανό Ανδρέο.
Your Eminence, Archbishop Macarius of Australia, Your Grace Bishops, Kyriakos Nevmenos, beloved fathers, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, let me say, Your Eminence, welcome home. It was 3 years ago you laid the foundations to this Byzantine music school to fulfill your vision to preserve and pass on the Eastern Orthodox ecclesiastical music as part of the Greek Orthodox cultural heritage. And as soon as we were to start lessons, your vision was almost undone. In March 2020, as we all know, we were forced into COVID lockdowns. For 2 consecutive years, we persisted with Zoom classes, which poses its own technological challenges as it's not conducive to singing. Nevertheless, with God's help and your blessings, we endured. Tonight, we are hoping you'll be pleased to see the fruits of what you have started. Your Eminence, and may even inspire anyone here tonight listening to apply to next year's enrolments. Enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. So, before our students in each class showcase what they've learned, allow me a few minutes to describe briefly what Byzantine music is. So Byzantine music has been around for a very long time. In fact, we've seen a parchment from the 4th century with basic Byzantine musical notation contained within. Since then, it has significantly evolved, and in the 18th century, with the advent of easier means of replication, such as the printing press, the notation system has changed, virtually to what it is today, making it much easier to learn and, of course, chant. Byzantine music has always been, and will always be, a very important part of Orthodox worship. It is entrenched and expressed in many Orthodox ecclesiastical services. In 2019, coincidentally the year where the school was founded, Byzantine music was internationally recognised by and added to the UNESCO, which is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organisation, to the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage, with UNESCO describing it, Byzantine music, as a living art that has existed for more than 2,000 years. Our school has compiled its own resources with the very hard work of our curriculum coordinator, Mr. Anastasiou, with the guidance and support and oversight provided by a beloved teacher, Mr. Vasilios Tilakos, from the Theological College of St Andrews. In Melbourne we have two campuses, one based in Oakley and the other in Preston. Thanks to the support of St John's College and the Oakley Grammar School, we're able to conduct our lessons in a very professional environment. I'd like to now invite the school to come up as we are going to chant the Si Numen together as a group, as the opening chant.
Invite all the students.
Yes, so all students. So again, this is the teachers and students across all year levels, and they are now going to chant the opening chant, which is Si Numen. With a few words now, I'm going to introduce each of the year levels and each of the classes. In the first year class, the students begin to learn this new language. They are introduced to notes and the interval signs of the Byzantine music. Ni, Pav, Ra, Di, Ke, Zol are the names of the 7 notes. They learn in theory and practice the various symbols which help with the understanding of chanting. 3 different scales of Byzantine music: diatonic, chromatic, and enharmonic, comprising of 8 tones. The first tone learned is the diatonic Blagos 4th, or major scale in Western music. In addition, the first year students learn of timing and the qualitative or expressive characters which show how to say the notes. Mr. George Tunis, with the assistance of Mr. Kostas Triandafilo, are our first year teachers in Preston. Their students will now perform the Axiones Di Eυλογητός η Χριστός ο Θεός and Soson Kyrie τον λαόν σου.
Yeah.
this first year class of students from Oakley, they're going to perform the Kyrie Ekekraksa in Paralaki, as well as the Katechito in Melos. So just quickly, the difference between Paralaki and Melos. So instead of chanting the words, they use the notation to learn the melody. And there's a saying in Byzantine music, a well-known saying, that you must do Paralaki 10 times before you do one time in Melos. Okay, so Melos is obviously the melody with the words. So they're going to do, like I said, Paralaki first, Kyrie Ekekraksa. So moving on to second year students now. The second year students are introduced, once they've got a grasp of the fundamentals, to a very special book called the Anastasymatarium. The Anastasymatarium contains Vespers and Matins hymns for the Resurrection of Christ in the 8 modes. Most of those hymns were composed by St. John of Damascus, who we actually commemorate today, the 4th of December. Second year students are all taught all of the diatonic modes. The first, plagal first, fourth and plagal fourth mode, as well as dwelling into more complex musical notation and pieces. Mr. Spiridon Zarkos is our teacher in Preston. His students will perform verses from the doxology of Manuel Rodopsati in the first tone.
Thank you.
So in the third year classes, students learn the remaining scales, chromatic and enharmonic, which have 2 tones each, second, laus second, third, and varis respectively. The third year students also continue with the Anastasimandarium. The composer of the Anastasimandarium, the particular one that we use at the school, is Ioannis Protoxakis. There are older composers, and of course later ones, but mostly the Ioannis version has prevailed. In addition, at this level, the students have progressed to chant more major and elaborate pieces, such as the Doxastica or Tropadia, which hold a special place in the service. Mr. Stephen Andrews, the Victorian principal, teaches the female class in Preston. They will now perform the 8th Euthinon Doxastikon in varis mode, which people might recollect is sung Easter night when the lights are turned off, just before the holy light comes out from the altar. Mr. Vales Anastasopoulos, the national principal of the BMSA, is unfortunately unwell tonight, so he can't be with us. He teaches the third year class that is based in Oakley. The class was initially taught in the first two terms by Mr. Lambros Lahanonis, and subsequently the last two terms, the most recent terms, the latter half of the year by Vales. Tonight they will be led by Father George Adamakis. They will perform from the second tone, the other Anavathmos, the Anavathmosimos from the first and third odes, and the Basapnoi.
Dies
based in Preston. They're going to perform the 9th Orthodox Festival in Playhill the first month. I'd like to now invite all students. So that's great. I don't have to invite you anywhere actually, but fantastic. All students will now perform the Eubos of the first ode of Christmas, Christos γεννάται, Christ is born.
Students and teachers as well.
And some teachers as well.
Request of the Archbishop.
At this point, I'd like to acknowledge a very special group of students. These students are not Greek, however, are from the Antiochian Orthodox Church here in Melbourne, which also chant Byzantine music at their churches. They will chant for us the same piece, Christ is born, but in Arabic. The final piece for the evening now. So finally our wonderful teachers will chant the ninth ode of Christmas in Argonmel, so that means the long version or the slow version. Your Eminence, I would like to invite you now to give a blessing and close the event.
Thank you, Dimitri. Your Grace, my beloved brothers, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ, dear teachers, I'm so sorry that Mr. Vaios Anastasopoulos is not with us tonight. I would like to ask the State Principal to convey my greetings and my blessings. My beloved students, thank God Mr. Stelios Andreou didn't ask me to chant tonight Paralagi. It will be very difficult, or I can say impossible. It is an incredibly proud moment for me as your Archbishop and spiritual father to be with you once again and to see you face to face and to hear you up close and to learn about your beautiful progress and efforts regarding the secret tradition of our faith, the chanting of Byzantine music, which is the key in our worship services as Orthodox Christians. Why do I say this? This is a proud moment. Because it is encouraging and heartening to see so many people, and young people at that, embark on this journey with enthusiasm and dedication to study and to actively apply themselves to this centuries-old tradition. As you know, the study of Byzantine music progressively leads to a deeper understanding of God as you chant and articulate the words in the God-inspired hymns written by the saints of our church. I think Dimitris mentioned before St. John the Damascus, whom we commemorate today. So the God-inspired hymns written by the saints of our church, and in turn this understanding of the content offers you the tools to grow and strengthen yourselves spiritually as you face the daily challenges of an increasingly difficult world and troubled times. Two of the most empowering themes that are overwhelmingly repeated again and again in our Orthodox hymns is God's infinite love and great mercy. When a person actually identifies deeply within themselves with God's love and His great mercy, every temptation in our spiritual welfare can be overcome. Even the extreme temptation of hopelessness, which is so common and prevailing in this modern and materialistic world. Like any art, learning Byzantine musical notation cultivates the individual person as a member of the body of Christ, strengthening and sanctifying the Church as they develop virtues such as patience, perseverance, hope, and courage. As one progresses through the study of chant, they will also slowly become immersed in Orthodox theology, as the hymns are more than simple pious songs. Therefore, within this context, I would like to commend you for your efforts and the hard work that you have put into your studies and in applying yourselves to this intrinsic aspect of our faith. Your presence adorns our chanting boxes and uplifts the believers who attend this. Although for a time there was the fear of not having enough chanters, as our elderly first-generation migrants were slowly dwindling, we can now look confidently to the future and thank God for this revival and eager participation of so many people in the curriculum of the Australian Byzantine music. Please allow me to make special mention and to acknowledge and thank the principal teacher, Mr. Vaios Anastasopoulos, the local teacher, principal, and the rest of all the teachers who lead the school in Melbourne and who tirelessly have embraced this initiative of our Holy Archdiocese. I also want to thank each and every one of you for your participation, for your enthusiasm, for your love, and for your warmth. And I would like to encourage you to continue along the same lines next year, and not only next year, but every year. For one cannot tire of listening to melodic Byzantine music that comes from a humble heart and a pure soul. And this is my message tonight, my beloved students. We have to chant with humble spirit and pure soul. With these few words, few thoughts, we hope that this will be a God-pleasing project that will inspire and encourage many others to join this beautiful journey of active participation in our Orthodox services, all for the glory of God and for the salvation of our souls. Know that I am by your side, as are our bishops, His Grace Bishop Kyriakos of Sosopoli, His Grace Bishop Hermenius of Kerasunda, and that you are a special jewel in our Holy Archdiocese. May God richly bless the remainder of your journey through this Lenten period and count us all worthy and make us ready to celebrate with joy the incarnation of Christ our God. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. What's the second one? There's one here. Congratulations.
So just after receiving your gift and blessing from His Eminence, I ask that students and their immediate families just proceed to the hall next door. Teachers may also proceed as well. Thank you.